Hi, my name is Christian Martinez. I will be teaching second grade math, and my topic is fractions. All right, good morning, class. Today we're going to go ahead and get started right now with our math lesson. Let me go ahead and share my screen with all of you. Give me 1 second. Here we are. Okay, so today is June 7th. We are starting the week off. It's Monday. And today we're going to learn about something called fractions. But before we start, I do want to go over some expectations with everybody. Okay. So if you can see on the screen, I want us to take a look at these expectations and be respectful of everybody. Okay. Because I know that we all have great things to share, and thankfully, with this tool, we are allowed to also type our responses, all right, which is what I will have you guys doing. So everyone has important things to say and share. We respect our friends by listening and taking turns to speak. We do not talk over one another. So please make sure you're using your resources, push the raise hand button, and wait your turn. All right. Make sure you're asking questions if there's any confusion. We are engaged at all times. Please be respectful of those sharing. All right, and try your best. All right, we're here to learn. Every single one of us, including myself, is here to learn. So don't give up, and please make sure that you are giving it your best. All right. Thumbs up if you agree that you're going to try your best. All right, give me a thumbs up or push the raise hand button on your Zoom screen if you are going to try your best for me. All right, very good. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to start off by asking you this question. Do you like pizza, and how much? What about candy bars? What is your favorite one? Okay, so take about 30 seconds. I'm going to start the timer here on the slide, and I want you to type in the chat as soon as you have a response. What kind of pizza do you like? And what about candy bars? Do you have a favorite one? All right, I'm going to go ahead and click on the timer, and then we can go ahead and get started. All right, you can go ahead and get started now, and then go ahead and start typing in your response. All right, so 20 seconds. Please type in the chat. What is your favorite type of pizza? And what kind of candy bars do you like? I see a response in the chat already. All right. Go ahead and finish submitting your response. Let's go ahead and take a look. So I see Olivia wrote she likes pepperoni pizza and doesn't really eat candy bars. Lisa likes pepperoni pizza also. That's also one of my favorites. And her favorite candy bar is Kit Kat. Mariah likes cheese pizza. You can never go wrong with cheese. And not a favorite candy bar. I know. Sometimes it's hard to choose one. All right. Did you know? Thank you for your responses. Did you know that when we are eating pizza and when we're sharing candy bars as friends, that we are actually doing math? This is called fractions. So when you're sharing something, you are doing fractions, which is math. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to our learning goal for today. All right? Today, we can split shapes into pieces called fractions. We will partition rectangles and circles. So we're going to focus on two particular shapes today, okay? And we're going to turn them into 2 and 4 pieces called halves and fourths. All right? So let's take a look at what partition means. So if you look at this word, you can kind of see here, the first chunk of this word is, it says part, right? So a part of something is a piece of it out of the whole thing, right? So partition means to split or cut something into sections or pieces. However, in fractions, it's really important that we understand, right, that we partition these shapes into equal parts. So that means that they have to be the same size, right? It wouldn't be fair if I'm sharing a Snickers with, let's say, Mariah, and I decide to break it or partition it, me getting a bigger piece and she gets a very tiny piece, right? That wouldn't be fair. So that's how fractions work. They are fair and they are all the same size. If you can see these circles here, um, they are partitioned into two parts. They are called halves, and we represent them as one part over two whole parts because this is partitioned into two parts. All right. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. You can use the Zoom buttons. Um, you can type in the chat um, yes or no if you feel like you understand it as well. So go ahead and use one of those if you how you're feeling right now. Okay. So how are we feeling so far about this lesson? And I see some responses in the chat. Very good. I really like how everybody's engaged right now. Good job. Ooh, sorry. Let me clear this up. There we go. All right, very good. So, halves. Halves are when a circle or a rectangle are cut into two pieces. That is when you will have halves. So if I take my marker here on Zoom, if I partition this circle into two parts, I have 1/2 on this side and 1/2 on the other side, right? Think of it like cutting a small pizza to share with my friend or a donut or this one, right? A candy bar. If I cut it in half, I have two parts. Remember, they have to be equal, so they cannot be one bigger than the other. So let's say that I'm going to erase this one from the rectangle. Let's say that I cut it like this. Go ahead and type in the chat yes or no. Is this equal parts? Is this a fraction? Are they about the same size? I see one response, no. Okay. Yep, I see everybody responding with no. You are correct, right? They're not equal in size, so they're not fractions. They are not partitioned correctly. All right. So here's what halves look like. All right. 1/2 of the circle is green. 1/2 of the rectangle is red. 1/2 of the stars are gold. One part out of two. Now, what about fourths? Well, you have to be very careful, right? Because when you're partitioning a shape into four parts, you need more than one line to cut it, right? If I were to cut it like this, I think I have four parts here, but are they equal parts? They're not, right? So I have to be careful in how I cut them. So think of it like I partition it in half one time, then I cut those halves in half. That will give me fourths. All right. Do the same thing to the rectangle. I can also partition it different ways. As long as they're equal parts, this will work, right? So I can also partition the rectangle this way. All right. This is how, here are some example of 1/4. Okay, 1 out of 4 parts. All right. I'm going to show you now a video of halves, thirds, and fourths.
Hey there. Today we're going to learn how to identify
Remember
halves,
though, right?
thirds,
We're not focusing
and
on thirds
fourths.
yet, so you'll get a preview of next time.
This is
But right now,
Sophia.
we're just going to look at
She
halves
has
and
a
fourths.
candy bar that she wants to divide in half. If she splits it in half, how many pieces will she have? She will have 2 pieces. What if she wants to divide it into thirds? Then how many pieces will she have? 3 is correct. Good job. What about fourths, though? How many pieces would she have then? She would have 4 pieces. Remember that pieces should always be equal sizes.
All right, I wanted to show you one example before I ask you this final question. So in the chat, I want you to type your response. What are some ways you think we might see fractions in everyday life? So outside of school, outside of our work, our workbooks here in class, what are some ways you might see fractions, especially halves and fourths, which is what we learned about today, right? So go ahead and start typing in the chat. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Think about it. How do we use halves every single day?